If you'd asked me 20 years ago, will you be working when you're 70? I would have probably told you there's no possible way. But 70 to me now doesn't really look any different than 67. I will continue to do what I do until I no longer want to do what I can do.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Terry Green. Previously, episode 931 of the 12-Minute Convos podcast. It's been just 3 years, 1 month, 28 days, and 20 hours since we last recorded that conversation. That was then. This is now. Terry, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderfully. How are you?
I am as excellent as can be.
Good.
Does it feel as though 3 years, 1 month, 28 days, 20 hours has passed?
Oh gosh, no. No. Time flies when you're having fun.
I love that. It's interesting though, and from a psychological perspective, what's happening though with a conversation, it really sticks to your memory a bit better. Of course, we can go listen to the conversation as well on the podcast, but it feels as though it registers differently on the psyche. Is it the same for you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know.
Denise Wakeman is in there, right? So
Yes.
like she's the connect immediately.
Yeah.
And there's some type of thing in the mind there. And then we spoke about what you were doing with your, as you termed them, kick butt team, right?
Yes.
How have things evolved today?
It's a little slower, but I am a little older and I am not ready to retire, but I have shifted my business to the point that I am doing less and less and my team is doing more and more. So I guess my great-grandson was a little over a year old when
Right, you had
we
two.
did the last one. I have two.
You had two. You had 3 children, 1 granddaughter,
3 children,
1 granddaughter.
1 granddaughter, and 1 great-grandson.
Well, probably 1 was on the way, but you told me
Yes.
2 when I spoke with you.
Yes, because he will be 2 years old in about a week.
Ooh.
Over a week,
All
yeah.
right, all right. How is that feeling?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's just wonderful. I like getting older. My brain stays the same, so I am just as immature today as I was 10, 20 years ago, maybe more. I like growing older. I do.
Is it immaturity or is it playful?
I think it's playful, probably playful. And one, I care less and less about what people think about me, and things matter. The things that matter change. You know, some of those things that mattered so much when we were younger really don't matter anymore.
Is it because you're closer to death? Or at least society teaches that we're closer to death?
Oh no, death has nothing to do with it. Life is just better. I mean, I'm not worried about death. I mean, that doesn't faze me.
It's interesting how it's taught as you get older, you can die. But for example, you have a scenario with someone as athletic as Kobe Bryant and, you know, like he got into an accident or whatever happened there and he's no longer alive.
But see, that disturbs me that it seems to be all there is on Facebook today. As one of my friends pointed out, there were 9 people on that flight.
Exactly, right?
Not just 2. And I went to the memorial of a young man yesterday. He was 40, so same age as Kobe Bryant. And it just strikes me, it's almost like I wonder, gee, did all these people know him? Because you see, when someone who is a celebrity passes away, tragically or natural causes or what else, everybody is just it just surprises me. It doesn't make me think any more about death or any less about death. I don't have a bucket list. I don't know. Things like that disturb me, it seems like everybody cares more when someone famous passes away.
I think disturb. Disturb is not the word. I mean, I guess I was intrigued by the way people were reacting. And
Yeah.
then I attempted to reason it out, right? Like, so what's the reasoning? Because there's so many other people that died. And then I realized, because we've been opening up the conversation on the podcast of death,
Hmm.
and how does that affect the way you plan for today or tomorrow, the possibility that you could die today or tomorrow. And I think within the TV space, Terry, there's this place where we don't interact with the reality of death. So when a
Hmm.
celebrity dies, the truth comes to the forefront that this person could die.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think that's what I came up with. Is it accurate or not? I have no idea, but that's what I came up with. Now, are you
Yeah,
finding as you get older, you are getting wiser?
I think so. I hope so. Um, or maybe I am just maybe not getting wiser, but growing into the wisdom I already have.
Hmm. Yeah. Ooh. Let's stay there for a bit. So, is it true that it is possible that the younger version of you did take good care so that the older version of you is where you are today?
Probably, probably. Um, I don't know what you know what's open or anything, but I'm a Christian and I know where I'm going when I die, and I'm not afraid of any of that. I think it's with it I think it's different when you have grandkids and great grandkids. You know, when you have children, you just live life. When you have grandkids, you think about it a little more differently, and when you have great grandkids, I think you think about life even more differently, and you want to be around for your great grandkids. You want to spend time with them. So, things that are important in life when you have kids, it's usually I need to earn a good income. I need to be able to do this. I need to be able to send my kids to college. I need to be able to do this and that. But as you have great grandkids, you just want to spend time with them.
Hmm.
You want to be able to spend time with them and enjoy them. So I think that changes your perspective on life and how you live and what's important. Um, what I do what I need to do, but I want to spend more time with my family. I want to make sure that I'm not as focused on earning a good income to send anyone anywhere. It's just spend time with them because I realized that when my kids were in school, my daughter reminds me that I didn't attend a lot of school functions and things because I was at work.
Hmm.
You know, I was busy earning an income. I was busy doing those things I thought I needed to do for my children. And what I need to do for my grandkids is so much different.
Let's turn time into money. Is
Yeah.
that still the core mission of Terry Green?
Yes, because I talk to so many people, prospects, clients, and they're so caught up in having to do things that they really shouldn't be doing, focusing on things they shouldn't be focusing on, when they could be doing, when they could be concentrating on the reasons why they went into business.
Hmm.
One, I work with speakers and coaches. So their passion when I start working with them or when they went into business is speaking or coaching. By the time I get to them, they're not able to focus as much on their passion because they're focusing more on all the little things that keep their business running. And not only can they not focus on those things that they were passionate about, they don't have time to spend with family. They don't have time to spend with loved ones. I started working with one client and he hadn't been on a vacation and he couldn't remember how
Hmm.
long because he was so busy in his business. So yeah, it's more about turning their time into money. But also, when I say turning their time into money, it's because they're able to speak more, they're able to coach more, they're able to focus more on those things that actually bring in an income. But they're also able to focus more on what brings them joy.
It's so important. I can tell you that it brings me joy to have the opportunity to call in, ask Terry a couple of questions, and to hear that she's not given up, that you've continued. It's inspirational, my friend.
Good, thank you.
You could have said, hey, I'll just be a pensioner, right? Like,
Nah.
it's not for you.
Nope. I'll work since I don't do, it's not physical work. So even if I were not able to do things physically, which I can work longer. And since I don't, I've got my business to where I can spend time with friends and family. I can spend my time doing what I enjoy doing. I don't mind continuing to work. It's, so I'm able to. So I don't know how long I'll work. I will be 67 in April.
Wow.
So that's 3 years from 70. 67. Yeah. Math. I don't like math. That'll be 3 years until I'm 70. And if you'd asked me 20 years ago, will you be working when you're 70? I would have probably told you there's no possible way.
Mm-hmm.
But 70 to me now doesn't really look any different than 67. So it's fair game.
Here we go.
I will continue to do what I do until I no longer want to do what I can do.
Amazing audience. Live is Terry Green. You can check out everything they do at BizEaseSupport.com. Of course, everything is clickable in the show notes. Terry, this is a pleasure. I treasure, my friend. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.